Yorùbá nation ó kàn gógó díẹ̀ o ó kàn gógó díẹ̀ fún arábìnrin tí ó ṣubú lójú ìjà yìí torí pé ojú ìjà ni màmá wa yìí wà kó tó di pé ikú mú wọn lọ wọ́n ṣubú lójú ìjà ni bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni mo lè sọ wípé màmá yìí fi ẹ̀mí wọn ra gbogbo nǹkan padà láti pé kí Yorùbá nation kó lè wá sí ìmúṣẹ. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi ò tí ì bọ́ sínú ètò ẹ jẹ́ á gbọ́ national anthem wa ká wá ṣẹ̀wá wọnú ètò lọ. Ẹ bá mi máa share bẹ́ bá ṣe ń wọlé, ẹ bá mi máa pín sórí Facebook, ẹ máa bá mi pín káàkiri torí pé ohun tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ gbọ́ láàárọ̀ yìí ó ṣe wá láǹfààní o, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó ṣe wá láǹfààní. Ẹ máa bá mi ká lọ.
Mo jẹ́ ìjẹ́ fún orílẹ̀-èdè mi ilẹ̀ Odùduwà tó ń ṣàn fún wàrà àti fún oyin, ilẹ̀ tó kún fún àwọn akọni ọgbọ́n ètò àti òye. Mo ṣe ìlérí gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ ológo ilẹ̀ adúláwọ̀, ìtọ̀ṣọ́ oòrùn láti la ayé já nílẹ̀ Áfíríkà, láti gbé ilẹ̀ Odùduwà lárugẹ. Mo pinnu láti fìmọ̀ ṣọ̀kan fún ìlọsíwájú ìran Yorùbá. Mo fọwọ́ sọ̀yà pé n kò ní dalẹ̀ tàbí ṣọ̀tẹ̀ sí ìṣọ̀kan àti ìtẹ̀síwájú orílẹ̀-èdè mi ilẹ̀ Odùduwà. Èmi yóò fi gbogbo ipá, ọkàn, iṣẹ́, ọgbọ́n àti ìṣe mi sin orílẹ̀-èdè mi ní òtítọ́ àti lódodo títí ọjọ́ ayé mi. Gbogbo ìyànjú àwọn akọni tó ti lọ kò ní já sófo láti ọwọ́ mi títí dé ìrandíran tí ń bọ̀ lẹ́yìn. Mo ṣe ìlérí pé ẹ̀sìn tàbí ìṣèlú kò ní yà wá nílẹ̀ Odùduwà. Tó bá wáyé bẹ́ẹ̀, mo lè lo ọkọ̀ ẹ̀jẹ̀ tó kù sára mi láti fi ṣègbè àti jàjàgbara fún orílẹ̀-èdè mi. Ilẹ̀ Odùduwà, ìran Yorùbá, èdè kan, àṣà kan àti ìṣe kan ló so wá pọ̀ láéláé lágbára Elédùwà.
Ẹ ṣeun, mo dúpẹ́ ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ wa, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín o. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń wọlé, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ máa bá wa share ètò yìí nítorí pé ètò tí à ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ yìí ó ṣe pàtàkì, ó ṣe iyebíye. Ẹ bá wa máa pín, ẹ bá wa share ẹ̀ káàkiri àgbáyé. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa, mo kí wa wípé a kú dédé àsìkò yìí. Èmi ọmọ yín náà ni àbúrò yín, àrólé ọmọ bàbá 1010 Olúmai Ọbalọ́lá JP, ajìjàǹgbara fún ìdásílẹ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá, ìránṣẹ́ Olódùmarè yín náà ni. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa, gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ṣe sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan wípé nínú wa a ti lè máa gbọ́ wípé màmá wa barrister Fasakin wípé láti ìgbà tí màmá yìí ti dolóògbé tí wọ́n ti lọ, ẹ rí wípé gbogbo igi nínú oko gbogbo ẹ̀ pa lọ́lọ́, gbogbo igi nínú oko náà ni wọ́n mọ̀ wípé igi ńlá wó. Mo ní gbogbo àwa ọmọ Yorùbá nation náà gan inú wa ò dùn inú wa ò dùn rárá sí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí màmá wa onínúure tó jáde láyé. Ẹ jọ̀wọ́ mo bẹ̀ wá lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí gbogbo àwọn Yorùbá nation platform tí ẹ bá mọ̀ ẹ bá wa ṣíà prógrámù yìí síbẹ̀ ẹ bá wa gbé sí orí àwọn platform tí ẹ bá mọ̀ tó jẹ́ ti Yorùbá nation àbí tó jẹ́ ibi tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n ṣètò sílẹ̀ fún màmá wa barrister Fasakin tí gbogbo àwọn ènìyàn ti ń kẹ́dùn tí wọ́n ti ń bá wọn kẹ́dùn gbogbo àwọn platform yìí ẹ jọ̀wọ́ ẹ bá wa sọ fún gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n wà ní orí ìkànnì yìí kí wọ́n darapọ̀ mọ́ wa torí mo mọ̀ wípé kì í ṣe gbogbo wọn náà ni ó mọ àwọn iṣẹ́ ribiribi tí ìyá wa Janet Fasakin tí wọ́n ṣe kó tó di pé wọ́n dágbére fáyé. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa orí ìkànnì yìí náà ni a ti máa ṣàlàyé gbogbo àwọn iṣẹ́ ribiribi tí màmá wa barrister Fasakin tí wọ́n ṣe evangelist ni wọ́n o bẹ́ẹ̀ ni tí wọ́n gbé Olúwa tí wọ́n gbé Jésù Kristi tí wọ́n gbé lárugẹ tí wọ́n gbé iṣẹ́ Kristiẹ́nì tí wọ́n mú ní ọ̀kúnkúndùn. Màmá wa yìí jẹ́ ẹni tí ó máa ń ṣàánú ènìyàn. Màmá wa yìí dẹ̀ jẹ́ ẹni tó jẹ́ pé ó kọ́ ọmọdé mọ́ra ó kó àgbàlagbà mọ́ra. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi tí n bá sọ pé ní àgbáyé lónìí over millions of people ènìyàn ni wọ́n ń ṣe ìdárò màmá wa Janet Fasakin lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí nítorí pé wọ́n jẹ́ ẹni tí ó jẹ́ pé Olódùmarè nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí tí àwa tí a jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá tí àwa náà tún nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí ní pàtàkì jùlọ. Màmá yìí jẹ́ ẹni tí ó gbé iṣẹ́ Yorùbá nation tí ó mú ní ọ̀kúnkúndùn. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ fún mi ní ìṣẹ́jú kan péré. Màmá wa yìí jẹ́ ẹni tí Olódùmarè yọ́nú sí tí Olódùmarè yọ́nú sí tí Ọlọ́run gbà fún tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé gbogbo àwọn ènìyàn ló nífẹ̀ẹ́ màmá wa yìí gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ṣe sọ. Now ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa tí ẹ bá wá ń wò ó a lè rí nínú wa tó lè máa béèrè pé kí ló dé kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ gan tó fi jẹ́ pé gbogbo àwọn ènìyàn ni wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní kẹ́dùn màmá yìí wáì tó fi rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Lára àwọn nǹkan tó fi rí bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni mo ti sọ sẹ́yìn yẹn. Ní pàtàkì jùlọ mo wá ní àwọn fídíò kan tí màmá wa yìí tí wọ́n ṣe kó tó di pé wọ́n jáde láyé tó jẹ́ wípé gbogbo àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tí màmá wa Fasakin tó sọ nígbà náà lọ́hùn gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ló ń padà ń ṣe ó tiẹ̀ ti ń ṣe láti ìgbà yẹn ló ti ń ṣe. Màmá wa yìí dẹ̀ jẹ́ èèyàn kan tó jẹ́ pé ó jẹ́ olùfọkànsìn púpọ̀. Ṣé olùfọkànsìn ti Kìrìsìtẹ́nì ní ká sọ ni àbí olùfọkànsìn ọmọ Yorùbá ní ká sọ ni àbí olùfọkànsìn nítòótọ́ nínú Yorùbá nation ní ká sọ ni. So màmá wa yìí wọ́n jẹ́ ẹni tí ó jẹ́ olùfọkànsìn tí Olódùmarè ọba yọ́nú sí nílé ayé. Àìmọye ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ọ̀dọ́ ní màmá wa yìí ti empower nígbà tí wọ́n wà nílé ayé. Ṣé tẹ̀rín ẹnu wọn ni ká sọ ni àbí ti ìsọ̀rọ̀ sí wọn àbí ti ìṣesí wọn. So màmá yìí Olódùmarè dá pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ló ti ń ké gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ṣe sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan wípé kí ló dé tí ò fi jẹ́ ìkan gbòógì lára àwọn ọ̀tá tí wọn ò tiẹ̀ fẹ́ kí ìrìn àjò Yorùbá nation wá sí ìmúṣẹ. Òun ni Ọlọ́run gbẹ̀mí rẹ̀ ni Ọlọ́run ṣẹ́ igi mọ́ nídìí tó fi wá jẹ́ pé ẹni ire yìí tó jẹ́ pé tọmọdé tàgbà tóbìnrin tókùnrin ni màmá yìí máa ń yọ́nú sí tí wọ́n dẹ̀ máa ń ṣe é fún tí wọ́n dẹ̀ jẹ́ ẹni tó ń gbé àṣà àti ìṣe ilẹ̀ Yorùbá lárugẹ. Kí ló wá ló dé tó fi jẹ́ pé ikú kò mú ẹni ibi tó fi jẹ́ pé ẹni ire ló wá mú lọ. Bó ṣe ṣe yín bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ló ṣe èmi torí nígbà tí mo tiẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ gbọ́ pé màmá yìí kú ẹlẹ́ṣẹ̀ ni mí tó dá mi lójú tí mo dẹ̀ jẹ́ professional boxer nílùú tí mo wà yìí tí mo ní láísẹ̀nsì mi lọ́wọ́ tí mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé tó bá jẹ́ pé lóòótọ́ o ikú máa ń mú yàn sọ́dọ̀ ni kó tó di pé ó ṣẹ̀ pa ẹni yẹn èmi náà bá ti sáré lọ mo mọ̀ pé ikú kò lè gba 1-2 àbí kí n tẹ̀ tó sọ pé mo fẹ́ fún lọ́pàá court èmi mọ̀ pé mo máa pa ikú tí mo máa tú màmá wa barrister Janet Fasakin lẹ̀ pé kó máa padà bọ̀ wá sílé ayé láti wá parí iṣẹ́ tó ṣekù nínú Yorùbá nation láti wá parí rẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n mo rí pé kò ṣeé ṣe fún mi ní àìmọ́lé ikú ò lè jẹ́ ń lọ kákú mọ́lé so ikú màmá wa yìí ó dùn ọ̀kẹ́ àìmọye ènìyàn káàkiri àgbálá ayé ni o so ìdí nìyí tí mo fi mú àwọn fídíò yìí wá fún ẹ̀yin láti proof gbogbo nǹkan tí mò ń sọ yìí kẹ́ ẹ lè wo ìjà takuntakun iṣẹ́ ribiribi iṣẹ́ tabua tí ìyá wa Janet Fasakin ṣe kó tó di pé wọ́n jáde láyé ẹ̀yin yẹn wá ká má fi ọ̀pá pọ̀lọpọ̀lọ péjù ẹ̀já sáré bọ́ sí ojú iṣẹ́ láti fi ṣe àfihàn àwọn iṣẹ́ ribiribi tí màmá wa Janet Fasakin tí wọ́n ti ṣe nílé ayé mo láwọn fídíò bíi méjì mẹ́ta sọ́wọ́ ń bí tí mo máa fún yín tẹ́yìn náà máa kan sára sí màmá yìí níbikíbi tí wọ́n wà ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa ẹ farabalẹ̀ dáadáa ẹ bá wa wo fídíò yìí Oòduà gbè wá kò ní gbé ọ̀dàlẹ̀ lágbára adẹ́dà ṣẹ̀dá mo kí yín o ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ti ń wọlé ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ti ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́.
That man came as our own Moses in Yoruba land. Anybody that is
authority to make reference to verses in the Bible or even those who know Quran like yourself. Now, I'm going to
Mama wa Fasakin lẹni tí wọ́n wọ kóòtù dúdú yẹn o mama wa Fasakin yẹn àwọn tí wọ́n interview mama wa torí.
As a lawyer, there is a big landmark case today in Nigeria. There's a judgment which.
Ẹ̀yin wa ẹ má bínú ṣẹ́rẹ́ ohun tó fa interview yìí ò ní pé bàbá wa Ọ̀túnba olè ń wò yìí ohun tó fa interview yìí ni wípé wọ́n rí màmá wa pé màmá wa ń jà fitafita lórí pé kí ìran Yorùbá ká bọ́ lóko ẹrú màmá wa yìí ń jà fitafita pé kí ìran Yorùbá àwọn ti rí nírí pé ìran wa ti wà nínú oko ẹrú so ibẹ̀ ni bàbá wa Ọ̀túnba ti gbé rí iṣẹ́ ribiribi tí wọ́n ń ṣe ó ti yé yín iṣẹ́ ribiribi tí wọ́n ń ṣe ẹ get point mi òun ni bàbá yìí fi wá interview wọn pé màmá yìí a rí iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ ribiribi tó ń ṣe yìí gan náà ló fà á ní pàtàkì ní ìgbà tí wọ́n mú bàbá wa olóyè ọmọ Adéyẹmọ sí Benin Republic màmá yìí wọ́n pa itú méje yàyà mẹ́fà kó tó di pé wọ́n rìlíìsì màmá wa ká tó bọ́ sí orí agbágbé yìí àbí kẹ́ tó máa gbọ́ interview yìí lọ mo máa play voice note kan fún àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá láti lè mọ̀ wípé níbi tí màmá wa yìí ṣiṣẹ́ dé bàbá wa olóyè ọmọ Adéyẹmọ mo kàn fẹ́ kẹ́ gbọ́ statement ọ̀rọ̀ kan tí bàbá wa Adéyẹmọ sọ lára nǹkan tá à ń sọ wípé màmá yìí ikú tó pa yìí ọ̀tá ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ló yẹ kó mú lọ àwọn ọ̀tá ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tó yẹ pé tí àwa náà tó bá gbọ́ pé ó kú wọ́n á lè wò pé yá eléyìí tó lọ yìí ó yẹ kó lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹjọ́ mò ń gbọ́ o mo fẹ́ sọ ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn kó lè yé wa dáadáa ni o tá a bá ń sọ wípé màmá wa Fasakin wọ́n ṣe iṣẹ́ ribiribi ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ara àwọn iṣẹ́ ribiribi so ẹjọ́ mò ń bọ̀ o mo kàn fẹ́ fún yín ní nǹkan kan kẹ́ ẹ lè mọ̀ pé màmá wa yìí màmá wa yìí wọ́n gbìyànjú nílé ayé kí wọ́n tó dágbére fáyé ẹ jẹ́ n sáré wá voice note yìí jáde pápápá. ẹjọ́ mò ń bọ̀ ẹ ṣe sùúrù ẹjọ́ ẹ bá mi share ètò yìí ẹjọ́ fídíò tá a máa wò lénìí ẹ rí i pé fídíò yìí ọgbọ́n ìmọ̀ àti òye àti gbogbo nǹkan tó ń lọ òun la máa gbọ́ ẹ bá wa gbọ́ nǹkan tí bàbá wo olóyè ọmọ Adéyẹmọ sọ nípa màmá wa yìí.
ẹ káàsán ẹ kálẹ́ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá
ó ní nǹkan kan tí mo fẹ́ mú jáde ńbẹ̀ o ká tó play fídíò yìí.
mo Sunday Adéyẹmọ tí gbogbo mọ̀ sí Sunday Igboho mo fi àsìkò yìí mo fi kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá kú aráfẹ́ra kù tí màmá wa Janet Fasakin Ọlọ́run á foríjì wọn á pàṣẹṣẹ wọn rẹ́ mo fẹ́ kí gbogbo àsìkò ikú ẹ̀dá bá tó òun lẹ̀dá máa ń kú kọ́lọ̀ jẹ́ kí ọdún jìnnà síra wọn. Ìyá wa Janet Fasakin ìyá dáadáa ni ó dẹ̀ ṣe gudu méjì ìyá mẹ́fà lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá ní sẹ̀ pàápàá jùlọ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tèmi mi ò mọ̀.
Pàápàá jùlọ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tèmi wọ́n ṣe bẹbẹ nínú ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá Nation ní pàápàá jùlọ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tèmi. Mo kàn fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ̀ bí màmá yìí ṣe wúwo tó nínú ìyẹn.
ọmọ tẹlomi bọ̀ mo máa ń fi àsìkò yìí mo fi ń bẹ Ọlọ́run fún kọ́lọ́run bá tọ́ láyé tọ́lọ́run kó pa àṣìṣe wọn rẹ́ kó dẹ̀ dárí gbogbo ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wọn jì wọ́n kí ọmọ fi ìyà jẹ àwọn ọmọ wọn tí ń bẹ láyé kó bá dáàbò bo gbogbo àwọn ọmọ wọn kó dẹ̀ gbé àwọn ọmọ wọn sí ipò gíga lórílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá. Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́.
Àmín. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi mo kàn fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ pé tí mo ṣe ń sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé màmá wa yìí wọ́n jẹ́ ẹni tó ṣiṣẹ́ takuntakun lórí ìdásílẹ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá tí à ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ yìí. So ni mo ṣe play yẹn ẹgbọ́n nǹkan tí bàbá olóyè ọmọ Adéyẹmọ sọ wọ́n ní pàápàá jùlọ lórí tiwọn. So màmá yìí no ọ̀run rere o màmá má jọ̀kú má jẹ kòló òótọ́ bá jẹ láìdí ọ̀run ni kó máa bá wọn jẹ akọni obìnrin. So gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ṣe ń sọ lọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan àwọn iṣẹ́ ribiribi tí màmá wa yìí ṣe òun ni bàbá wa Ọ̀túnba ni wọ́n rí tí wọ́n fi pe màmá yìí pé ẹ wá ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ ṣe fídíò ìpapọ̀ kẹ́ tó bá gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá sọ kẹ́ bá gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá sọ̀rọ̀ kí làwọn nǹkan tí màmá wa sọ ẹja máa gbọ́ ọ lọ. Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́.
Right from the beginning, even for some of us who doesn't practice or whatever, that July 1, July 1st.
Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ń wọlé ẹ bá wa máa kí màmá wa yẹn bá wa máa sọ fún màmá wa pé rest in peace ẹja máa kí wọn rest in peace ní ẹja máa kọ ẹja máa kí ẹ̀mí wọn kó
today there's a judgment that confirms that. Can you take us 2 minutes, walk us through what that means to the whole Yoruba people?
I think today is a great day for us, the Yoruba agitation group, who believe in self-determination. We have a champion by the name of Chief Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as Sunday Boho. That man came as our own Moses in Yoruba land. Anybody that is following the story coming out of Nigeria, we know that right now we have what we call systemic ethnic cleansing, whereby one ethnic group, by virtue of their dominance in the government, they believe that the other ethnic group should not have a say in what is going on in the country. And if they try to have a say, they have to be killed. One of the people that says that is wrong, that is not right. Stop killing my people. We are not fighting you. If you don't want us to stay in Nigeria, we are ready to leave. We are not seceding. We have a right to our self-determination to champion our own cause. And they came after him. They have some people that they call the DSS, who act like the, I don't know what to call them. They are the killers for the government. They came to his house in the middle of the night, in a country that has law, in a country that should obey laws. They came to him, there was no warrant of arrest. There was no time that they invited him to come to them that he didn't go. All the rally that this man had been peaceful. No single shot of gun. No knifing of anybody. No anything that you can call riotous. He has never carried a gun to our knowledge and to the public knowledge. They are angry because he said, you cannot be killing us. You cannot say that our farmers must not go to the farm. You cannot be raping our virgins, children who have never known men. You will go to people's house, you will rape the wife, the mother, in front of their children and the husband. You will take your cow knife, cut the neck of fellow human beings, and take videos without even covering your faces. And the government is doing nothing just because they are Fulanis, like Buhari, the president of Nigeria. And they are determined to wipe off every other ethnic group that is not Fulani. And this man says, you cannot do that. So they got angry, came to his house around 2 a.m. in the night of July 1st. They used a bulldozer to bulldoze his wall. They came in, they shot through his window, climbed in through the window. I'm saying this because I spoke to him. This is a first-hand knowledge, not something that was passed down to me. They came in through his window, started shooting indiscriminately. He ran, and they couldn't find him. The guard at Dogon came out from the kitchen to confront them, not knowing whether they are government, because which government will behave like a thief in the night? He thought maybe they were all these Fulani Marudas, Fulani killers. He confronted them. They shot him about 62 times or 42 times, I can't remember. When he wouldn't die, they tied him down, bound his head with mortar, break his head, and carried his body away. There was another man that was doing prayers. That man didn't know what killed him till today, because they shot him from the back. His brain flew out of his head. What kind of government does that? Governments are supposed to protect its citizens. If an outsider will do that to your citizen, you have to be up in arms. And that was what happened. And Gbagbe escaped to Cotonou. They followed him there, and they are saying he should be repatriated. We believe that the people that should be arrested are criminals, the Maitialas, the Fulani herdsmen, the people who carry guns on their neck, but rather the government, the Fulani government of Buhari, is paying them handsomely. They have a spokesperson that they call Gumi, who knows where they are. And people like Governor El-Rufai, we tell you, we went after the IPOB leader because we know their leader. We went after the IPOB. We went after the Yoruba nation people because we know their leader. We don't know the leader of the people who are killing others. We don't know the people who did not cover their faces. We don't know them. We don't know the people that we gave money to Gumi to go and pay handsomely, billions of naira. And what can we do? We can fight. We don't have guns. Years back, Buhari asked people to surrender their guns. People in the southwest surrendered their own. We don't have guns anymore. Yet, his own people, they can carry AK-47 openly, and they say, oh, it's for cow rustlers. Who are the cow rustlers? What are we rustling? The southwest people, they are not herders. So what will they be doing with cow rustling? That will warrant you to carry guns, but those who have been killed have no right to any ammunition. They will be jailed. Even the lady that used ordinary phone to alert people that they are shooting at us, Lady K, is sitting in solitary confinement now. Maybe people don't know what solitary confinement is. It's a place, it's a cell where you cannot stand up, where you cannot lay down. You are bending like this. A woman, and these people are born of women, they have sisters, they have daughters, and you think that's the way to go. So they brought a lawsuit. Thankfully, we still have some judges in Nigeria that believe in the rules of law. And today, we got a handsome winning for this Chief Sunday at the 2 billion naira. People are saying with the federal government, 20 billion naira, sorry, 20 billion naira. People are saying with the federal government pay it. Of course they will pay it. They have assets. This asset doesn't belong to Buhari. It doesn't belong to HAAA. It belongs to all of us. We owe Sunday Adeyemo Igboho as people who are still in Nigeria, and they have to pay. Well, I'm expecting them to appeal, of course, and then we will see what the appeal is, because of course we know the person at the end of the appeal is one of them as well. But we are watching. We are watching. Thank you.
Wow. What else can I expect, learned sister, to have broken down all the nitty-gritties of what happened to Sunday Igboho? And this kind of atrocities can only happen in a place called Nigeria. It is a shame in the sense that 2021, and what bothers me most is who does kind of open grazing 2021. Dr. Lawyer Janet Fasakin. Tell the world, where do you start? Allowing cattle, allowing cows during the day, ransacking, disturbing schools, and all that kind of thing. 2021, open grazing, for Christ's sake. Where do you get that? What's the explanation for allowing cows to be roaming the street of Abuja, Lagos, Ibadan, Oyo, and all places? 2021, for Christ's sake. And some people just woke up from their slumber and say, you know what, we don't want to allow open grazing. And what do? They are getting angry. I still don't understand it. Please, maybe shed a little bit light. Which other country do you know that open grazing is being practiced as we speak?
I do not know of any other country, because they tried it in Ghana, and the president of Ghana said, if you find any cow on the street, kill it.
Out of them.
Yes, that did not happen. And we also have to understand that cow ranching, cow herding, they are all private businesses. So they should not have to be something that they will run rampage and begin to destroy other people's livelihood. But you have to understand, it's all part of their trick. It's all part of their way of ethnic cleansing the nation. If you cannot plant, they know that in Southwest they are predominantly farmers. So if you plant something and they bring cows to destroy it, you complain they hurt you to death. Who is there now going to farm in Southwest now? Everybody is afraid. Nobody is going. It's part of the economic strangulation that they want to do. It's not that they don't know that they are wrong, but they are fletching their bosses because they are the ones in power. Come to think of it, the president is Fulani. The EFCC, the one that collapsed the other time, I hope he had time to rest, and may he rest in peace. Is also a Fulani. The custom, the police, the military. So they're showing us that they have the power to do and undo. It's not that they don't know that they are wrong. Why? And if they don't get enough from what they are doing, what do? They kidnap and they ask for ransom. Ransom, money that you never made in your life, that only the Fulanis can boast of having, because they are looting the treasury of Nigeria. They keep borrowing and borrowing. What are they using it for? So they are doing economic strangulation. Whatever their AK-47 cannot kill, hunger will kill. Whatever hunger will not kill, their kidnapping will kill. Okay, look at it now. If they now kidnap somebody who has never made 1 million naira in his life, and they put even ordinary 5 million on the person, and the family runs around and gather the 5 million to get him released, are those people who gather the money not going to ask for their money? Somebody who never made 1 million, where is he going to get 5 million? Is it not the depression that will kill the person? So in every way, they want to kill. They want to use economic killings. They want to use physical killings, which they are doing in the numbers. They want to use hunger killing. They want to exterminate every race that is not Fulani. They have been saying it is 1960. It is our leaders in Yoruba land that are living in Poku land. They are thinking what we are going through now can never happen in Nigeria. But it is happening under their noses. That when they want to complain, what they have to do is to show them the scorecard. Don't forget, we forgave you, we will bring it up. EFCC will come after you. They will keep quiet. That's why nobody is talking. Those who should be talking, that's why you are not hearing him, because they already put Wahala into their pocket. So nobody, there is no civilized country of the world, even no civilized country of the world, where you have open grazing, because you know the grazing there is going to affect the farmers. This job, the primary job, is to go to the farm. Only. Thank you.
Dr. Dennis, thank you very much for this. Now, another thing, a large number of people will be asking you and I, how is this all possible? We'll be talking about different kind of atrocity, different kind of misgovernance, different kind of stupid thing that is going on 2021 in a country called Nigeria. There are two major areas. When young people ask me, I say, how is that possible? If somebody asks you, how is that possible? Is it safe? Like we say, I mean, the lawyer will say, is it safe or is it right to say that? It's because the constitution, a contracted constitution of a country can only allow this kind of, am I right to say that?
Yes, you are right to say that because they wrote the constitution, the 1999 constitution, they knew what they were going to do. They put all sorts of things there. One of it is every Nigerians are free to live anywhere within the country. That is why they are bringing their young people in numbers to our forests. It is constitutional for them to do that. But can our people go over there and be living in their forest and be harassing them and be carrying guns? Absolutely no. A lot of things that they are doing. For instance, look at this presidential election. They have come out to say there is nothing like relegation. It's not in the constitution to relegate. What is in the constitution is the game of balance. They know they have imported enough people from everywhere where you have Fulanis to come in to vote. So they're saying it's a game of numbers. It is constitutional. They are right. Unless we revoke the 1999 constitution, the Fulanis are going to be having a field day over everybody. They knew what they did. They asked me, are there no Yorubas in the house when they were doing this? Well, we should ask them what they were doing. Were they sleeping at the time that was going on? That's why we are saying there's no way for us out in the present day Nigeria because the constitution supports what they are doing. If they say now that they want to pass a law that says they should enslave every other race that is not Fulani, they have enough votes in the house to carry it out. That's why we came together and we say, you know what? There is no way for us in this place. And these people are not ready to change anything. And those people who are asking for restructuring, you heard from their spokesperson that says, forever and ever presidency will always be in the north, even with restructuring. So what do they want to restructure? That's why we say, let us self-determine our destiny. Leave us alone. Let us count our losses and go and start again. A single person builds Dubai. So what can you say about a whole lot of Yorubas who have gone to school? We have the largest concentration of doctors among the Yorubas, the largest number of lawyers, the largest number of businessmen. We will make it. We will succeed. Those who are afraid of whether we're going to succeed, fear no more. We will succeed. They should let us go unless they revoke the 1999 constitution and allow it to be done properly. All of these things they are doing is constitutional. Like they say, they are in the army, they are the top army officers, they are the top police officers. The constitution says, for as long as you are a Nigerian, and so there's the person who is the head of the army not a Nigerian, is the FCC not a Nigerian, is the DC. The constitution didn't say that you have to divide it along the ethnic group. It says you must be a Nigerian, and they are Nigerians. So they don't know what they wrote when they wrote the 1999 constitution. It's a fraud. It is a big.
But God love you more than us. Ẹ kú iṣẹ́, mọ́mì wa. Ṣé rí pé jagunjagun nìyá wa?
I can't hear you, sir.
I'm so glad because 99% of my inquiries tonight is going to revolve around what we call in law legal and what's the second one? And politics. Now, in Nigeria entity, I have no doubt in my mind that people that are reasonable, a large number of people have tried many times over asking. In fact, I can use the last 60 years as a parameter or as a yardstick that we've tried so hard to wanting to sit down, because after the 100 years expiration of amalgamation that was contracted, was just given to us by, I don't know whether the woman is a concubine of the god or his wife or whatever. That's fine. We weathered through 100 years, and thereafter, we now say, let us sit down and talk. Now, for some reasons, there was an organized national conference. For some reasons, that national conference result was put in the wardrobe of one of the former presidents. We got nothing from that. And now, 60 years thereafter again, large number of people started talking and said, listen, we need to talk. We need to talk. Like any other thing, like any relationship. After a period of time, if the relationship is not working, you have the right to want to renegotiate, rearrange, get advice and work things out. But because the contracted 1999 Constitution favors a segment of well, I want to include even some people in Southwest or so, because they're enjoying the bounty, they're getting the favor, they're getting the largesse, they're enjoying it. So they don't want to care what happened to your daughters, my daughter, other people's children, who at the age of 11, 12, 13, selling pure water, hawking at the time they're supposed to be at school. What's your take on this 1999 Constitution? What do you think? What do you want to tell my viewers about politics and legalities?
Well, like I said, the 1999 Constitution is a fraud. It is a fraud perpetrated on the entire country. I don't know, maybe why the other ethnic politicians were sleeping, or because of what they benefited, they didn't care. That constitution has to be revoked. It is a fraud. It allows them to do anything, pretty much anything, that will disenfranchise other ethnic group. And it is disenfranchising us. They are the only ones benefiting from it. You cannot say you have unity or you have democracy when only one group is benefiting. And for those who are now crying restructuring now, like you said, you remember that, what do they call it now? When they brought all of them together in Abuja, paid them handsomely, and said they should look for ways to restructure during the time of President Jonathan. That was done. When Buhari came, Buhari said not under his watch, and he jettisoned. What does that say to you? That these people are not interested in anything that will benefit any other ethnic group other than their Fulani group. So I don't know why people are still crying and weeping over restructuring. It's not going to happen. And they are only going to use it to waste our time the more. The Constitution majority that gave us, that they said after 100 years, we have a right to say that what we want to do. That time has come, is gone. We have told them what we want to do. We want self-determination. How loud can we shout it? We want self-determination. We are asking, let there be another sitting together and let us determine how we go our separate ways. We are not the only country that has done that. Czechoslovakia was a country. Today you have the Czech, you have the Slovakia. India was one country where it didn't work like this, our own. They broke into India and Pakistan. After some time, when Pakistan, the fair complexion one were harassing the dark complexion ones, they divided them. They became Pakistan and Bangladesh. Today, everybody is self-determining themselves. That's a structure that is similar to our own. You have the Fulanis, the northern people, you have the Yorubas in the southwest, you have the Igbos in the southeast. We don't look alike. We don't eat alike. We don't serve the same God even. They call Allah, our own call Babalawo or Jesus. The Igbos, they call Ayelala or whatever it is. There is a reason why God planted everybody in their own lands. Lord Lugard's fraud, British fraud. brought us together. And if it's not working, the British themselves says after 100 years, then look again whether you still want to work together. The 100 years is past. We don't want to work together. Is it by force that you get married to somebody? This is the reason why they do, even in law, why you have divorce and you have the divorce court. We want to divorce. We don't want to be married to Nigeria anymore. Can two work together except they agree? We are not in agreement anymore. Let the people say they want to go. Okay, we have the group that we call the NINAS. NINAS is an acronym for Nigeria Indigenous Nationalities for Self-Determination. It is made up of the alliance of the Middle Belt, the South Middle Belt, and the South Middle Belt Forum. You have the Lower Niger Congress, the Southeast and the South-South. You have the Yorubas. And they will say, leave us alone, let us go our own separate ways. Only the Fulanis who are benefiting, and those who are the so-called Fulanis, or those who have parents, like Fanika Yode who is telling us now that his mother is Fulani. We are just hearing that now. We've always wondered why it's always they done things against the Yorubas. People didn't understand. Now we understand that is half Fulani. So he can be a when it favors him to be a Yoruba, he will be a Yoruba. When it doesn't favor him, he will be a Fulani. So we are not talking of people like that. They are the ones crying for destruction because of what they're going to do. We want to go. Yoruba nation now. Igbo now. Now, let's all go our separate ways. The people brought us together said we can do that after 100 years. 100 years is past. Let us do that. Thank you.
Again, because the format I use when I have guests like you, I want to tap into your understanding, your knowledge of your area of occupation, and that's why I'm going to stay longer in discussing area of law and public and social and cultural. And we already know that you are an evangelist. Are you an evangelist? Evangelist?
No, I am an evangelist. Yes.
Yes, but because of I might not be able to take you up to the point tonight. All right. Really, yeah. Tó ń yọ mí lẹ́nu tó ń bí mi nínú ni pé kí ni wàhálà wa, kí ni tó ń bí àwọn ọkàn nínú tó ń ta, kí ni àwọn Yorùbá, àwọn olóyè, àwọn àgbààgbà Yorùbá, kí ni ṣé ojú ń dùn wọn ni, ṣé wọn ò rí nǹkan tí ó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí, kí ni nǹkan tí wọ́n fẹ́ lórí ìgbà tí wọ́n bá lu gbogbo ìgbà tí wọ́n ti lu ọmọ tí wọ́n pa. Is that difficult for them to understand pé àwọn ọmọ ọlọ́mọ ló jábẹ́gún dé, àwọn ọmọ ọlọ́mọ ni wọ́n ń lé lọ́sàn-án lóru lálẹ́, àwọn ọmọ ọlọ́mọ náà ń ṣàlàdà. Kí ló ń ṣe àwọn èèyàn tiwa? Kí ló fà á tí penetration campaign yìí tí ò tí ì dé ọ̀dọ̀ ordinary àwọn ọba tá a ṣe gbọ́ àwọn kan tó ń ṣe pé àwọn ọba kan wà sáyẹn tẹ̀ mú gbó, that's fine, they can choose to tó bá wọn náà lè ṣe, wọ́n lè fowó wọn rà. Àwọn tí wọ́n mú gbó tán wà ní kí ló dé, kí ni nǹkan tó ń fẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wa, àwa tí àwa ń dì í pé a fẹ́ lọ yìí, kí ni wọ́n tún fẹ́? Sódì ìgbà tán bá gé orí tí wọ́n bá fi sáàfù pẹpẹ sùn fún wọn ni kò yé mi. Dr. Janet.
It is not a funny matter. Honestly, it's not a funny matter. When you don't have good leadership, Yorubas don't have good leaders. I gave a speech on that is circulating right now on the internet. I don't know if you have it. I'll send it to you.
I had it.
We don't have. Okay. We don't have good leaders right now. We have leaders that you will call Bamu Bamu Nimoyo. Yes, that's the kind of leadership that we have.
And that is
and then don't forget that because these people they know where they are going. They believe that they have indulged our people in wrong things. They let them get away with wrong things. For instance, I give you an example. Some of these obas, when they come abroad, they deal
barrister
human
kí
trafficking.
wọ́n ṣe kí wọ́n tó
They
jáde láyé.
gather people together. Their chiefs may not be more than 4 or 5. They can bring up to 50 people that they will get money from to come and plant there. They get here and they disappear because they are not related to Oba, they are not chief, they are not anything. But the Oba has made a lot of money through that. The government knows. They allow him to do it. But they write it down. They don't know. For them, as one good deed that we did for this Oba. So if it comes back, another good deed that we did for this Oba. So when a situation like that comes up, it becomes a blackmail for them. So maybe sometimes they forget and they begin to talk against the people who have done them good in the past. And then those people will now remind them that we actually need to investigate your trip of so here, your this thing of so time. And what did Oba be doing? Oba Bama Yagbe Sarani. And you have people who are buying jets. There are taxes to be paid. Even where they park it, there are taxes and fees to be paid. They let them off the hook. Maybe they pay the minimum and they record it for Pastor so-and-so or Chief so-and-so or Mr. so-and-so, one good deed. They have files on all of them. Files on all of them. Okay? That is why when they want to talk, they remind them, we did you a good deed on this time. We are asking you now to repay us for our good deed. Don't join them in this thing that they are saying, and we will do you good. You will hear the Oba or the pastor or the something say something, and then after that, they begin to say, no, it's going to be restructuring. Those who are talking of self-determination, they are evil. They are wrong. They are this. Because they already showed them the scorecard. Talk and go to jail. They have the rabbit dog that they call their EFCC. EFCC is another name for the presidency. They are not neutral. They are put there to be neutral, to make sure that things are okay, that there is nothing like bribery, nothing like nepotism, nothing like robbing people. But what do you have? If you belong to the presidency, you are a sacred cow. That's why you're going to have people like the Ziani. The Ziani. Ziani is in the millions of dollars. And EFCC was investigating her. What did she do? She crossed to PDP and to APC. Do we hear anything about the Ziani today anymore? So that's kind of Stella
already
that is what you have. It is the blackmailing that is making, that is silencing our leaders. What it get be? So what it get be? Be now is knocking their door and saying you don't want to be, you better follow us. And then we want you to be the one to speak now on our behalf. Tell them that restructuring is what you want. Tell them that self-determination is bad. Show us the houses of those who are talking of self-determinations so that we can go and teach them lessons. Sunday Igbo, they came to his house in a very wrong manner that we are now hearing through the court. Sunday Igbo is from Oyo State. Oyo State has a governor. They met with the other governors and say, whenever you want to come like this, you must let us know. Okay, the one they already came and did, what did you do about it? Sunday Igbo as a king. Where is the king in all this? Now the court is saying that they are wrong. I thank God for those judges who can still speak up, because in Nigeria today, if you speak up too much, they will tell you to appear at the office of DSS and come with your international passport, or we declare you wanted. They are the only ones who can talk and say any rubbish that they want to say. Those who are making sense will get punished for it. So all this constitution or no constitution is a fraud. All this, what can we do together? Let's restructure. Is a fraud. The only way out right now, which the Fulani say they will not do, is to live peacefully. Let there be the right thing to do. And they have said it's over their dead body. What is it that people are not hearing? But the reason why they are not hearing is because what I just explained to you as a lawyer. Okay? I know that is what is going on.
Thank you. A friend called me when the news broke that Fani Kayode decamped. I say he did not decamp. He has been running around. And I said to this my friend, I said I do sympathize with Fani Kayode, and the truth of the matter is there's a long list of these crooks, criminals, people who have messed up the country called Nigeria. They've done so many bad things to the people of Nigeria, and we cannot keep quiet. You and I cannot afford to keep quiet. But they believe that joining the party in power will save them. But they don't forget that time is a very important aspect of our life. Time will always be there. Time is going. The time is ticking. You can join any party today. You can run. But the truth of the matter is they will not be able to hide. Am I right to say that? Because as it is, I just mentioned a couple of people I know. They because they know what exactly is going to happen to them. Those are the people who have questions to answer about the way they have looted the commonwealth of the people. And the truth will always be that they will have a day in court, whether during this administration or another administration. That's the one good thing about criminal law. There's no, am I right to say that? There's no time back. They can always look for them. So, and they are going to get, the judgment is going to, they're going to meet their Waterloo. Because it's very sad when you see somebody like a Nigerian who comes to sympathize with the atrocity perpetrated on a Nigerian, a co-Nigerian like myself, and say, I'm touching you. I'm referring to, I mean, what is his name? Panika, they're going to Igbo. How could they have come to you middle of the night? Because they came to wanted to kill him. Luckily, the man survived. And after that, I said, I will never have anything to do with this government. Oh, they are terrible. Oh. And what happened now? Because the news, you know when you start pulling the news, it's getting closer to you can even change. I'm worried because I have a confrontation. I hope this meeting gets to him. And I said, you cannot continue to run the country like this. You gone away with so much millions of people's money. We do not have airline. Isn't that a shame that Nigeria used to have Nigeria Airways? Everything we had before, Dr. Janet Fasakin, 20, 30 years ago. We don't have any of them. Things are getting poorer. Things are getting more and more unbelievably happening to us. So, and I said to my friend, I said, fine. This guy is running for, Igbo was running for his life. This one is running from corruption, because all what he's trying to do is to hide. And you know what? This is not the first time he jumped to APC. It's going to come back. But let's move on, Dr. Janet. Well, I'm not coming to a point, an area in this talk show where I believe you subscribe to the notion of when someone is doing something or when some people are doing something and the same thing, and they're not getting results, it is better for this group of people to want to sit down together and start talking how best can we do it. I am one of the people that think that way, that let's make a change. And our change revolve around the area of, we've tried more than enough, we can't continue, because we can't afford to mortgage our children. Because you and I are not going to be here forever. Our children are going to come to stage at a time. And when they look at how messy things have been handled in our area, in that part of the country, they probably will start sending courses to whoever, I don't know, you are spiritual. I don't know whether we're somewhere else. But when we start doing that, I'm feeling the pain already when I'm alive. I'm feeling the pain that if my grandson were to start causing me pain, why? How do you feel in this journey? how do you think we are not still penetrating to the people we are trying to liberate? Because you and I, you're doing fine. I'm sure you have a 27/4 electricity. You can drive out at any time. You have your 3 square meal. You have a roof over your head. But what about people that live in the rural area who have never seen light the last 3 years, who are dealing with 001 or 110, whatever, all that kind of, they can owe it 3 times. They have no Medicare, they have no roads, their children have no access to education, and on top of it all, they are not safe. What do you say to this situation? And how do you think we can help?
How can if I get you right, are you saying how can our people be helped?
Yes.
How can they enjoy
our campaign, your campaign and my campaign? Oh, by the way, quickly, I want to see this. I want to seek your indulgence. I have been campaigning. I started it not long ago. I just turn around and say, look, because we're supposed to display or demonstrate that we are more wiser, we are more clever than our opponent. Our opponent want to see us as agitators. And I'm thinking, at time we need to start saying we are campaigners. We are campaigning, but we are not violent. Because agitators, you and I know that in English, there may be something aggressive. We are not. We are very reasonable people. We are very people who want to talk our whatever we believe. So how can we penetrate? Why are we not penetrating enough for our people? Forget about those who are corporate beggars among all the elites in Nigeria. I'm referring to Obas and chiefs and those who think they are afraid. They don't want to be caught. They don't want to be arrested. These are adisas of Yorubas. Yorùbá ní àdìsá làwọn ọ̀lẹ́ ọkùnrin ló ń jádìsá. Ẹ̀rù ń bà wọ́n ní now, and I don't know where they're carrying the 300 million they have in their account. Ọ̀lẹ́ àdìsá, àwọn àdìsá. So I don't. But our own young people, the youth, how can we penetrate this campaign of wanting to liberate them?
Well, we are trying. We are trying. And I think when we say we are trying, it is not an easy road to trek. Especially when you have people who have like tribal leaders, and their tribal leaders don't know what they are doing. They don't see the danger that is coming to them. The people tend to follow their leaders. But what we are doing now, we are asking people to engage people one-on-one. Show them what they should be benefiting. Show them what they have now. Peradventure that will make them to wake up, because there is something about slavery. Somebody gave me, one of my professors gave me an analogy that if you tie a goat to a spot for a long time and you are feeding the goat there once in a while, he says after some time, when you let the goat go, the goat will still be going around where you tied it, because that's the only place that he knows. So when these people have been used to so much suffering, sometimes they turn it to a religious acceptance. That kind of thing, you see. They begin to accept it. So a lot has to come from those who are in leadership over them. Like I said, I'm an evangelist. I'm also a pastor. So you can preach it from the pulpit. Let people know what is right and what is wrong. The teachers, which I know that they can get arrested, can look for a way to sensitize the students they are teaching as to what their rights are. These people, Nigeria has not seen the fight of peasants before. What we are seeing that is coming from the north is the fight of some of the partly of their Margeries. The people that they have disenfranchised for so long, who are now seeing money, and then when you tell them go and kill, go and cut, they are ready to go because they've never seen such a wealth in their life before. So Nigeria is likely to face the wrath of the peasants in the years to come if they don't do something now. Now, whatever it is that they're supposed to have, that the government is not giving them, they are not even asking anyway. And when you go to them, they will tell you, oh, we don't want to hear. Like I told you, I'm a pastor. We have some pastors that will say we don't want, they are Yorubas. They have families in Nigeria. They will tell you they don't want to hear about this Yoruba nation. No? They don't want you to bring it to their churches. So if those people were to be in Nigeria, what would they be saying to our people who are suffering?
Okay.
Just because they are comfortable themselves. They don't care. They are forgetting that they can go to Nigeria and be kidnapped from the airport. They are forgetting that their family members can go to Nigeria and get raped. But until it happens to them personally, they are not going to learn. These Obas that you are talking about now, when they begin to kidnap Oloris and rape Olori in front of Oba, that's when Oba is going to come out and say, when they begin to cut the Oba's neck before it's the Joyes, that's when the whole town will now stand up. So things that have not come personally to them, they don't understand it. So and then for as long as they are giving them the tokens, the leaders,
we love you.
they are sending them the tokens. They buy Mercedes Benz for this Oba. The Oba that they think is not their own, they don't buy for him. So the one they bought for is going to really preach the gospel of their slave masters. So until the things begin to happen to them, you know something that I couldn't understand is sometimes this thing happens to them, but because they are used to it. There was a king that was killed in Yoruba land. He was coming from the meeting of the Obas when he was killed by the Fulani Icemen. Till today, you never had any king make any comment. You never had the kings come together to say how did this happen to us.
2020
Why?
Video time
So our problem is really deep rooted than we think. But through education, systematic education, making people to be aware, not keeping quiet. Sometimes distributing flyers in remote parts of the world, hoping that they can read. Because you don't have a lot of teachers now who can even teach them. But, you know, I will say through one by one. If you have family members, call them. Let them know what they are facing. Because the government is controlling news. They are controlling the news outlet. So it is what their reporters, what they want them to say, that they will say. They won't show where they are killing people. It is the Fulani themselves who are showing their own atrocities. It is not our news media. So people don't know what is coming to them. They don't know what is happening at the next village until it comes to their own village. Because the news outlet, the news media is being controlled by the government. So those who are in Nigeria who don't follow what they are doing, like the Sahara reporters, you see where Sowore is. Because Sahara reporters will always report what is correct. Whereas MB's Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation, we always report propaganda. They will say they give you borehole. The borehole on the day they're going to commission it, they will pour water directly into the tank, open it, and then there will be water. And then come next week,
no water.
The water has dried up. That is the kind of borehole, and they will make noise about it. The news people will come. So how can you convince those people who were not even there when that was commissioned to believe that it was not really commissioned, to believe that there was just an empty tank that they put there, that they say that water is coming to? How are you going to do that? Propaganda is too much in Nigeria. And our leaders are allowing it to filter to our people through radio, through television, through newspapers, through what they are saying to them. So it's difficult to get to them. That is why we have to do something like Radio Kudirat that people abroad did during the time of Abacha, where we were able to send news to Nigeria that Abacha himself tried, could not locate where he was coming from in the waves. So the people in the diaspora, they have a lot to play, a lot of roles to play in making our people to understand. Otherwise, they are looking at those of us who are saying self-determination as evil. They don't understand. They don't know. They're looking at us as that's the way they see us. Those who are killing them, they look at them as their messiahs. That's the problem. Propaganda is too much.
Well, again, I think it's very, very sad for some of our people who cannot see why they choose to be blind, to block their minds to atrocities being perpetrated just in front of them. And they're staring all these things in front, at their faces. And they refuse to do something. I think that's the worst crime anybody can commit. Now, with your permission, we're going to go on a short break now, Dr. Fasakin. And because of what we have experienced before, we want to see if we can bring in some people to log on. We have many people waiting at the door, so we can allow them to come in. So also, with your permission, if you allow me, for some of the people that are coming in to ask you questions, that would be great. Otherwise, I still have a couple of questions to ask you. So we're going to go on a short break. But before we go, we want to say this is Gbagbe Radio TV. The program going on is one-on-one with Otuba Hu. And my guest tonight is a highly learned woman. I don't want to use Yoruba woman. Let me put it that way. I'm very proud of it. Yoruba woman is my guest tonight. She's a social, religious, economic, and everything activist. She has been helping thousands of people in America. She's located to America, I think about 30 years.
So helping a lot of people in America.
To have her. So after the break, please thank you. Grab water, and then we'll be back shortly. Thank you.
eré tí mo kọ́kọ́ bá wọn ṣe nígbà náà à ń pè ní báyé ẹni.
Mo gbé dé o.
The time of Baba Awolowo, we had a place that they call Cocoa House.
Let's have a quick house rule. If we don't call you, do not unmute yourself. Please be kind enough to just listen to us, to watch the program, enjoy yourself. And please, if you have anything or a question you want to ask, just feel free. Raise up your hand. So Dr. Fasakin is still with me, and ask her a question you think relate to what we are discussing. Now, thank you for that. Dr. Fasakin, welcome back to this second segment. It's my pleasure to have you. Yeah, and I want to ask you one more question. It's relating to this journey, and you understand the journey I'm talking about. This journey where we are campaigning for sex actualization, and that we have so many brains. We have so many brains. In fact, and you and I and some other people think, how can we be so endowed? How can we have so many brains? If Yellen were to drop out tomorrow, a Nigerian young man of 39 years old is going to be in history of America going to be.
Ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa, ó tún ní fídíò kan tí mo fẹ́ kẹ́ jẹ́ ká tún jọ wò. Yàtọ̀ sílé tí ẹ ti ń gbọ́, ẹ ti gbọ́ gbogbo nǹkan tí ìyàwó Fasakin sọ látẹ̀kan. Mo tún fẹ́ kẹ́ jẹ́ ká tún jọ wo iṣẹ́ ribiribi eléyìí náà tí ìyàwó Fasakin ṣe kó tó di pé wọ́n dágbére fáyé. Ẹ jájọ wò, ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ mi. Ẹ já tún jọ wò, ṣé mo sọ fún yín pé ó pé méjì mẹ́ta tí mo ní lọ́wọ́. Ẹ já tún jọ wo eléyìí náà, ká tún jọ wo lára iṣẹ́ takuntakun tí màmá wa Fasakin tí wọ́n ṣe kó tó di pé wọ́n dágbére fún ayé. Ẹ bá wa wo fídíò yìí kẹ́ tó bá wa gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu màmá wa Fasakin kí ó tó di pé màmá wọ́n fi ọwọ́ àdàgbà ètò kó tó di pé wọ́n fi rọ̀ síbì kan. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa, mo rí pé ẹ ti gbọ́ iṣẹ́ ribiribi tí màmá yìí ti ṣe. Ẹ rí pé akíkanjú ni wọ́n. Ẹ rí pé akíkanjú ni wọ́n nínú ìjàngbara yìí kó tó di pé wọ́n lọ. Ẹ tún jẹ́ àjọ wo fídíò yìí lára iṣẹ́ tí màmá wa Fasakin ṣe kó tó di pé wọ́n dágbére fáyé náà léléyìí lára iṣẹ́ yìí òun ni ń wò yìí ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa lára iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n ṣe kó tó di pé wọ́n jáde láyé.
Of the time, because his NCNC was the party to be. Prominent Yoruba were his allies. The rancor that broke out in the NCNC upon the tour by his big wigs to London in August 1947, August 13th, as a matter of fact, to meet the Labour Colonial Secretary Chris Jones, brought Yoruba leaders back to their senses. Criticism against the failure of the war and squandering of this 13,000 pound public donated money by the party was spearheaded by Yoruba in the party, who called on the delegation to account for the money earmarked for the mission. This resulted in Azikiwe using a West African pilot newspaper and a cache of his apostles like Arozondiogu Bon Umbonu Ojike of the boycottables fame, and Oged Macaulay to attack these Yoruba leaders, many of whom constituted the up of those who criticized him. Many Yoruba eventually withdrew from the NCNC. At a time, Awolowo was putting together his pet dream of uniting Yoruba. Please give me 1 second. Now, Awolowo formed, I want to say what happened thereafter, and that has become history now. Many of the people sitting here may be old enough to know what I'm talking about. I'm not too young in the 60s to know what happened as well.
Okay.
Because I came from a political family. And I know what my father went through in the hands of fellow Yorubas. That's why we need to talk to ourselves. We can make Fulanis our enemies all we want. We need to look inwards and see where we are. I mentioned 3 Babalawos who came to Igbo's house when I started talking. They were not Fulanis, they were not Hausas, they were not the white people. They were our own people, our own Yoruba people.
Oh, God.
Now, Awolowo formed the Egbe Omo Oduduwa, a name suggested by Professor Saburi Obaku in 1945 at the age of 36, and chose as its symbol a lamp with 5 wickets, which late Professor of History S.O. Arifalo said symbolized the 5-pronged aims of the Egbe, which were love, charity, concord, friendship, and posterity. The Egbe Adalia made the mistake of publicly submitting that the lamp symbolized the 5 prominent kings in Yoruba land. This, the 5 fingers of the Yoruba hand, to which the Oni of Ife, the Alaafin of Oyo, the Alake of Abeokuta, the Awujale of Ijebu-Ode, and the Oba of Benin. And for this, the Egbe made a ritual sacrifice of 5 lambs. The Ijeshas, I'm an Ijesha lady, the Ijesha, for decades to come, thereafter became traditional enemies of whatever party. Mama, and your NCNC and the other person is AG or whatever. That's what we are going to
love you, man.
For they felt insulted that their king, the then Oba Malano, was not recognized in this rulership assembly. Outside of Yoruba land, Awo's Egbe was attacked by Zik and his lieutenants. Sir Adeyemo Alakija, leader of the Egbe, became the hub of bitter, crude, and vulgar personal insults by Igbo, mainly residents of Lagos, while the Egbe was variously described by them as the bane of our age, a nihilist, a totalitarian, a fascist organization, dirty exhibition of egocentric stupidity, ethnocentric arrogance, and capitalized idiocy. They gave so many adjectives. Awolowo took over leadership of the Yoruba at a time when Yoruba was still very poor. For instance, the Agbekoya uprising in the Western region came almost at this period. The Peasant Farmers Union had gone berserk in the region in protestation against high taxation during the Civil War. They held the government of the West literally hostage, handing soldier administrators and civil servants as well as royal fathers. In the process, Oba Olateru Olagbegi of Owo was handed and eventually fled his throne. So also the Odemo of Ishera, Oba Samuel Akinsanya. While the Shon Ogbomoso, the traditional ruler of Chief Samuel Ladoke Akintola's town, suffered the worst fate as he was beheaded by the protesting farmers. It was Awolowo who was invited by the military to help quell the uprising. He eventually toured the West and secured his manifold tranquility. People, we are talking about leadership in Yoruba land. Anyway, this leadership by Awolowo and his lieutenants subsisted until 1987, when he transited mortality for immortality. Within that short space, the group had molded the minds of millions of people, performed excellently in infrastructure, and put the Yoruba on the global map for cultural affinity, dexterity, and hard work. Upon his exit, the man who fell on Chief Michael Ajashin